So in this video, I'm going to take you through this preset that I've created for Equator, and it's called Mantaray. You're going to find out why later on. So Equator is a synthesizer that comes with the Seaboard Rise. This is the keyboard here. It's got 5 dimensions of touch, so you can perform on the keyboard to create variations in the sound. I'm going to take you through some of those soon, but I just want to tell you something firstly about the keyboard. When I first touched this, it's like I started to feel, this feels really organic. It's almost like something out of like a kind of Ridley Scott kind of biomechanical kind of alien film, and it feels almost like some kind of manta ray or something. I haven't touched a manta ray before, so I can't vouch for the fact, but when I'm touching this thing, it feels like I'm massaging a manta ray. I don't know if that makes any sense for you, but that's why I thought of the preset, the name for it. Okay, so let me just massage the manta ray for you now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. So here we go. So when I push, that creates a modulation to the filter. You can see that on the animation on the display. Now the other thing is when I move my finger up, we get reverb. Back down, dry. Up again, reverb. So it's an amazing amount of expression just from that one key. Okay, so you heard the sound getting brighter and duller, so that was because of the motion here, the pressure up and down. You also heard the fact that we had that big sense of space being added to the sound that's coming from the reverb. All right, so let me show you again. You can literally see the motion of the dry wet mix on the reverb echoing what's happening on my finger. And you can also see there the filter cutoff moving as I apply the pressure. So there's a couple of things going on there. So we talk about the 5 dimensions of touch. That was just covering 2 of those. So it was the fact that we had slide forwards and backwards, and then press, which is the pressure being applied here. You've got a couple of others here, strike and glide. So strike is the actual velocity, and then also glide is the pitch left and right. Okay, so let me show you that. Here we go. So beautiful expression there coming from the fact that we've got the glide. All right, so left to right, and I'm going to show you. There's so much in there in terms of what you can do. So let me show you what I did. All right, let's just break it down a bit. Okay, so here's how it works. When you actually click on one of these dimensions, okay, when you do so, you get the yellow box around, all right, and then that shows you what it's being applied to. So we can see down here that the velocity is being used to make the sound louder. Okay, so that's what's going on there. So if I hit harder, it's going to be louder. So we can see the yellow modulation amount here. So that's working there. Let me click on glide. So take a look at what we've got up the top here. We've got various oscillators, and I'll solo these so you can hear what they sound like in isolation. But we've got pitch variation occurring left and right. Okay, so let me just show you here. See that going all the way down? So it's showing you where you've got oscillators and other controls here. You can see where they're actually mapped into by the way that the interface is set up. So we've got the color coding scheme, it matches. Let me go over here to slide. Okay, so let's see what's going on with this. So remember, I told you that we've got the forwards and backwards action, which is what slide is. So that's controlling the reverb. And we can see this over here. And you can see, now I'm going to push this and you can see it happening. So these 5 dimensions of touch, we just click on the top area and we can see where they're mapped in. So I created a mapping here from the pressure onto the filter cutoff. Okay. So, we've got here a very, very expressive sound. Let me just show you here what's going on. Another thing that I did was apply some chorus. There's no variation in this. It's just constantly running, so as to create some extra width and thickness to the sound. The other thing that I'm going to do is, let's take off some of these oscillators so I can really break it down and show you what it sounds like in isolation. So this is a sample. That's one of the samples in the list. There are these kind of waves that are there in the background. So that's the warm, large strings. Just going to show you here, there's a big choice of others if you wanted to do so. So that's there. Let me just turn it back on again. And what I did here was I took the tuning of the note up 7 semitones, so coarse tuning. So that was there. I'm going to bring on the second one now. Let's turn off the first. This is ensemble pad. It's another waveform that's available to be played back here. And it's looping. You can see that looped area here. And the coarse tuning of this was plus 5 semitones. So we're talking about over here, plus 7 and plus 5. I'll do those together. So 2 notes. The other thing that I did was to have this oscillator here. And this is set with plus 3. Okay, so here we go. So, 3 notes playing at once. Let me show you that in isolation. And finally, this oscillator here, this was plus 2. Some of you musicians are going to be thinking, what on earth is he doing, with this tuning? But what I do when I make sounds is I just experiment and I just see how things sound. If I like the sound of it, I go with it. Okay, so look. Nice kind of metallic kind of texture there. Let me bring them all back together now, and we can hear that. It's got a lovely vibe to it. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll save the preset. I'll stick it up somewhere so you can download it. So if you are a user of the Equator synthesizer, you can have a play around with it. And of course, yeah, if you guys have got any questions, if I have the time, I'll get back to you. And really, seriously, you've got to check this thing out. Go down to your local hardware store, have a play, massage the Mantaray. Seriously, you're going to get a lot of fun out of it. It's a very, very unique vibe.